Hi, so I'm Brett Lonsdale in our new office in Lutterworth, and
Nice.
Sandy, you're way over in the States. So how are
Yep.
you?
Hi. Very good. Thanks. How are you?
Yeah, doing well, doing well. So yeah, it's Social Squared month. This month
Hmm.
we're well, we just did the webinar, so you can go and watch that back.
Hmm.
If you go to lightningtools.com and click onto webinars, you're going to find it there, and you'll be able to see the webinar that we did yesterday about all the new features of Social Squared, and also get a really good intro to Social Squared as well.
Hmm.
But we thought we'd pick on one feature that we pushed out, and that is the ability to engage in a poll
Hmm.
within Social Squared. So there's lots of good business cases around this. And some of these are where maybe you've got a question that you want to ask that is not a yes or no answer.
Hmm.
Maybe there's lots of possible answers, and there's a crowd of people with different perspectives. So you're trying to get perhaps the overall decision, the overall vote for yeah, whatever question you're asking.
Hmm.
And of course you could answer the topic in Social Squared by just replying to it, but then whoever created the question in the first place has got to gather all of those answers, determine what those answers are from
Hmm.
text, and then maybe open up Excel or something and do a tally as
Uh-huh.
to what those answers are. So that's why we've got polls added into Social Squared now, which might appear to be late to the party on that feature. It's something that's been available in WhatsApp for a long, long time. It's been available in Teams and also
Hmm.
Viva Engage and so on. But discussion forums are applying a different kind of use case to how we post questions and gather answers. But this is an ideal solution to, or ideal feature to add to Social Squared as well, when you do want to get some uniformity to the answers that people are giving, and giving that opportunity to vote. So
Yep.
whilst you still can vote, you can vote for a reply that somebody's made. That's a given feature inside of Social Squared. This is just applying a bit more uniformity, so it's not just a thumbs up and thumbs down. You're actually voting for specific possible answers.
Hmm.
And a business case that actually came to mind was the one that I did in the webinar yesterday. And this is really a real life scenario. It happened where there's some debates going amongst a team of people organizing an event as to whether the registration desk should be in person or whether it should be kiosk,
Hmm.
where you self-service and get your badge printed and so on. But then it evolved into, well, there's variations of those two possibilities. There's hybrid. There's also having kiosks in hotels, so people can
Hmm.
check in at the hotels and things like that. um, and it all kind of got a little bit noisy with lots of people's different perspectives, and a decision wasn't made because there was so many other different ideas coming in. So this is an ideal mechanism where you can capture that in that uniformed way. You can have people vote for the in-person, the hybrid, or the or
Uh-huh.
the full self-service. So yeah, let's have a look at it. I think
Okay.
Sandy, you've got a demo to show here.
Yep, yep, I do. Yeah, so this is the new polling feature in Social Squared. I've got one set up already, so we're going to look at that first and then look at how to go about setting one up. So I have one here where I want to find out what are people's favorite Teams features. This is in a forum called About Teams in our Community of Practice forum instance. And so if I go in here and see the poll that I had created previously, I put in a couple of responses that I thought people might want to say, and they can pick more than one. That's a setting I'll show you. But then it also shows me here are the responses so far. So 4 people have responded, and it looks like Social Squared is very popular, oddly enough. But I can see how much people like all of those different Teams features just at a glance by looking at the little graphic. And as a user, I can come in and submit my vote. I've already done that, but I would just tick the boxes of the things I want to vote for and click submit vote as the person using the poll. And then as the creator of the poll, I'm able to download the results when I am ready to, and into an Excel file. So let's look at how we create that. If I go back to, let's go back to my forum, and here's a question here: what type of list should I choose? So maybe, this one was a question about, there are all these different kinds of SharePoint lists, but no way, as you said, if people are replying to this particular topic, they would just be typing things and maybe giving their reasons, which is also good, but there are so many different types of lists. So maybe as, demo user 5 asked this question, but maybe as the manager or something, I could come in and then reply to this by creating a poll. So I would go in, like I'm going to add a new message, and I'll just put a message here like, let's vote on it. And so I use my new feature here, create poll, down in the lower right, and put my question here: which type of SharePoint list is best? I mean, obviously it depends, but we can have a poll about it. And so we might say there was now I have to remember what they were. There was the events list. There was a list from a list. So I can just keep on putting all the different options there. There's a expenses list, I think, those built-in ones.
Mm-hmm.
And so on. So I could keep on adding those. Here I could click the toggle to allow people to make multiple selections. Otherwise, they'll just get the circle options. But if I switch that to multiple selections, then that changes to the checkbox type options so that you can choose more than one. And as I'm setting up this poll, I can even say when I want the poll to start and end. So if I want to close the poll at a certain time, only give people a certain amount of time to fill that out, then I could put an end date. By default, it's going to start right now and never end. But if I put in an end date, like let's say I'll give people a week to decide which one they like best, then it'll just close at that point. And I can also, by default, I can share the results with responders, meaning that anybody who goes into the poll can see that graphic of how many have voted, not who has voted, and see what the responses have been so far. I could see pluses and minuses for that, because on one hand, that might influence a person's decision on what they're going to put if they can see how people have voted so far. But on the other hand, they might be interested in seeing that as well. So then I can get a preview of what my poll is going to look like and make sure, it's what I meant to do. So it's showing it's going to be shared. I've set an end date of next week. And if I like how it is, then I can click save. And then when I go into now, say I want to reply to this post again, then that will show me the poll. So let's vote on it, and I'm going to just go ahead and choose one, pretend I'm a user, and then I can submit the vote. And so you can see right away in the graphic that shows up. So that's immediate. And that's all there is to it. So it's very simple to set up. You don't have to learn anything, really. Like most of our features, I would say it's pretty intuitive. We've had lots of feedback like that from our customers, that most of the parts of Social Squared are really intuitive to use.
Yeah, fantastic. Keep it simple.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's amazing. So well, thank you very much for showing that, Sandy. Appreciate
Sure.
that. And I think next week we're going to have a look at a few more other features as well, which are actually AI driven. So make sure that you check back in for that one, and you'll be able to see how we've been integrating with AI with inside of Social Squared as well. So hopefully you'll find that really useful.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
All right. Take care. Have a great
Okay.
weekend.
You too. You too.
Bye.
Bye.